Micro decisions. This week's tip. When you're going to a networking event, whether it's an ad hoc event, whether it's a monthly event, whatever that might look like, the more decisions that you can make in advance, the less you have to think about these things when you arrive on site. Especially if you're new to networking, when you arrive in a room, no matter how competent you are outside, technically, in your business, you could be a PhD, a doctoral candidate, whatever that looks like, you can be super intelligent, but when you walk into the room, then it's not about you. So the more decisions you can make about when you're going to arrive, where you're going to park, what you're going to wear, what your footwear might be, do you need to have eaten in advance, will there be food there, is there going to be a host, will you know somebody, is there somebody who can introduce you to other people? The more decisions that you can make in advance of showing up, these are all decisions you don't need to make when you arrive at an event. Because here's the thing, if you haven't made these decisions and you are then making them when you go on site, you are all in your own head. And if you're all in your own head, you're not present. But if you've made these decisions in advance, then when you arrive, you can spend time being present and connecting with people because you've already planned what you're going to say, what questions you might ask. You've talked and planned about all of the things that I've spoken about in the last minute. So these may seem trivial, but there are a lot of micro decisions that create a compound effect. But what is critical when you go to a networking event is that you are present because you're not worried, and it helps you reduce the anxiety as well when you go into a room. So think about those micro decisions. Think about all of the things that you would want answered when you walk into a room. How many of those decisions can you take off the table and plan in advance by putting a little bit of time in your diary going, plan for the event. I find an awful lot of people when they're going to networking events that they'll put the date in the diary, and that is the planning. But what I would argue is that an awful lot of the essence and value that you can extract from going to the event is based on the planning that you do in advance. So have a think about it. All those micro decisions, what can you do to plan better around the events to reduce your anxiety so that it allows you to be present when you go to the event to extract the value? And we'll talk more about this in upcoming videos. Today's Tuesday tip.